We're all good.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Bill Kings Fantasy Football League. It's your man, Tony D. I got my man, Fireman Rich in the house from the morning coffee on Twitch 0530 or 0600 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I got my man, Michael Bathurst, in the house. He's all over the place like I am. We are currently live streaming, live on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I hear the notifications. We are in the house. Gentlemen, how you doing? What's going on? Good God. Yesterday was bananas on football. Yeah, exactly.
I got the notifications, Tony.
Yeah, I think we're good. Mike, say something.
Oh, I'm waiting for you guys. I'm trying to be respectful this time.
And golf is in the comments already. Golf is here.
Hello.
Golf already in the house. What's up?
Yes.
League champion is in the house. Golf Hawk, what's good? Appreciate you coming through, man. If you want to come up, let me know. I can send you a link with no problem.
So, Tony,
yes.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl, buddy? Because I think I got a glimpse.
Let's stop right now. I have no damn idea.
Okay.
Let's just stop right there now.
So you don't think Lamar, with all the weapons that he's got?
How many times has Lamar been in the playoffs and made it to the Super Bowl?
The only person who's been there a lot is one guy. I think his name's Patrick Mahomes. He's the only one.
Exactly.
And the only other person who's not even been to the final is, the person that I love, Josh Allen, and he's never made it to the Super Bowl.
Never made it to the Super Bowl, exactly.
No.
Josh Allen should be there, but he could lose. The Ravens are loaded right now.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot Nelson Aguilar was over there. People tend to forget Nelson Aguilar was on the Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So the Ravens have the roster. They just got to make it with Lamar Jackson. They were just there in 2012. That's 11 years ago. Good. Houston got blown out. I'm not going to say I didn't expect it, but I'm always skeptical of the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. They'll get to the playoffs. They haven't made it to the Super Bowl. He's been there for a few years. It's his time. Cool. Josh Allen should be there. Same situation. Green Bay.
And then Baltimore had some help too there.
Yeah, they had some help. Green Bay scared everybody yesterday.
Yeah.
San Francisco should be there. But I'm going to go ahead and say this too. San Francisco got exposed again.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they got exposed. Sorry.
Last year, they lost two quarterbacks and couldn't do a damn thing with their third-string quarterback, even though they had a strong team. Yesterday's game, let's go ahead and narrow this down. Yesterday's game, without Deebo Samuel, he wasn't playing right. Without Christian McCaffrey, he wasn't playing right.
No, he was playing right. They wouldn't have won the game without him. Come on.
Green Bay was on that ass too. Christian McCaffrey.
Well, Green Bay. Here's the thing: we're underestimating how good Green Bay is. Green Bay is a solid team.
That's my
Falcon Patience is here. Thank you on Instagram. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it. That's my other point. I do not give Green Bay enough credit. I've said it more than once. They snuck in there.
Watch out for them next year.
Well,
they almost won this year.
They keep making it in the playoffs. I got to give them a little bit more respect than I have been doing. So I almost want to apologize to them, but I'm not a fan of y'all. But y'all keep making it. I'm not a fan of y'all, but y'all keep making it. I got to give you your credit.
The Kickers had a rough time yesterday. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I think that Fireman Rich could make. I think they were very doable.
The weather, it was a little damp there. I don't think the camera really shows the extent of the rain, Michael. So I think.
I saw it. It was pouring. It was pouring. But when they had the field view, it looked like it was nothing. But when they go to the lights there in the stadium, it was just a torrential downpour. Did you also notice
the Bills aren't going anywhere? I don't know. I got to get past Kansas City. I've always said top three AFC teams: Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Bills. Right now, Kansas City and the Bills are right there. The Ravens snuck in there. Ravens got a strong roster.
Did you notice though, Tony? This part. The only people falling on the field were the 49ers. They kept falling. Like, guys would fall, and I'm like, why is this guy wide open? And that guy's on his ass. And it's their field.
Based on the point I just made. They're going to miss a couple players here and there. It's going to throw everything off. The rain was a fact. I did see it on the screen. People were saying the field.
It was a factor. Not a major factor, but it did there were some spots there, and the kicking especially, because I thought the same things. How the hell can he miss it? But then remembering it is raining out and stuff, because you could barely see Lynch there up in the box as far as when they showed him.
John Lynch was up there. Ray Lewis was up there for the Ravens game. I think what the 49ers play is one of those old school football fields before they started doing the AstroTurf and putting the coils up underneath. I think it's an old field. So I saw some of the old complaints that I remember them talking about back in the mid-90s. Remember how they would complain about the field and they need to do something about it because when it rained, muddy and messed up?
I do remember that.
Yes. Yeah. So I did see a lot of that. Other than that, the Ravens won. Congratulations. San Francisco, you pulled one out your ass. I hope Deebo Samuel gets healthy because as of right now, you are the NFC favorites. And what I have been noticing, because I'm going to talk about it again, the fix is in. How you take out the favorites? How you take out the best teams? How you take out the teams who've been doing the best during the season? But there's people we've been sleeping on getting up in there. I don't know of a lot of people who've been saying the Ravens are going to make it to the Super Bowl all season.
Well, if you look at the one main factor, just to bring up about the Ravens Houston game, they had a little help when you look at the stats that people don't really look at. In that game, there was, for Houston, penalty-wise, they had seven illegal motions throughout that game, and that's
talking about 100 yards in that game.
They would just
that's going to happen. I don't worry about penalties, but they make that a factor on the teams.
Well, it contributes to the general consistency of the team as far as because they're getting frustrated. I guess the thing with the penalties, it's not the amount of the yardage, but it's the frustration, and that results in their performance in other areas of the game.
Now, let's be honest.
Just my take.
No, you're fine with that. And here's my kicker. They cost you yards when you get those penalties. I agree with that entirely. But I think it was kind of minuscule based on what was really going on because they had Houston's number. Plain and simple. I saw that.
They had Lamar's number?
No. Well, Lamar and them had Houston's number. They beat them.
Well, once they got it, because they were a little shaky at first in that game.
Right.
It's just like I would thought they were going to come out like gangbusters because it's the same thing with San Francisco, both having the time off with the bye and stuff like that, and especially with San Francisco after again seeing what Green Bay did to Dallas. You figure they'd be right on top of it, but it seemed like, we seen another. It just reminded me starting out in San Francisco there when they imploded on their Super Bowl that last time that they.
Right.
The one thing that we have to remember is that the Cowboys were really thinking they were going to walk away with that, and they underestimated their opponent.
Yeah, very true.
And I'm telling you, if they had made that field goal. Right, the one he missed, when I'm talking about Green Bay, and they'd gone to overtime, which they would have, the fresher legs were the young guys, which is Green Bay, they probably would have won. Which means then they annihilated two teams that supposedly were unbeatable. The only team right now, to me, that looks really solid is the Ravens, and only because they can run the ball. They can run the ball. Nobody else can run the ball.
Yeah,
like that.
they got
correct. That's right now, but they do look solid now.
They got three weapons. How many teams have three backs? Right?
Well, even who's a Cook came from the Jets.
Yes,
he contributed.
Yes. He was so happy.
What did I say the other day? What did I say? I'm waiting to see what Dalvin Cook is going to do.
First thing he said on his shirt was Tony D was right. I saw it.
I'm gonna go warm up my food. I'm not dealing with this.
I saw it.
But I thought that was a good note as far as and it's one of those unique things, Michael, where you have a player that played on another team the whole season, but here he is. He's able to transfer over to another team. That does he still get a ring though? That's a thing I was wondering about.
Oh yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he'll get a ring if they win. He'll get a ring.
That's cool. I like.
I think they will.
We'll see.
Oh, you're so right, Hawk. They got robbed. They did. I'm telling you, I was so excited for them to beat the 49ers. You have no idea. And then I was going to go, okay, so I guess you need to fire that coach too, right?
Pretty much.
And I guess you need to fire that quarterback. And you guys should get, or maybe just trade with the Cowboys. Or maybe figure out that younger teams heal better and they're meshing. They peaked at the right time. They really did.
Right. That's what it is. They peak at the right time. You keep saying they heal better, but they peak at the right time.
And Houston looked battered. Sorry.
They did. They didn't look like the Houston the week before, Michael. That's the take I got. But as
explain yourself a little better. So not to me, but to the people.
Oh, the week before, the play for Houston the week prior to compared to yesterday was completely different. That's what I look at. I look at the previous weeks that these teams have played, and Houston had a better game against Cleveland than they did, yesterday. And I think it was because they were trying to establish the running game, Michael, and it was hard because I was impressed with that as far as and that's going to be a weapon that they're going to be able to utilize next week as far as that goes. Mexico, a great camera. But what was your take on Jerry Jones there?
I think the Cowboys are about money.
Yeah.
They don't want to disrupt. They won 12 games.
Yeah.
That equates to billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
They have the best franchise in the world.
The most valuable.
Yes, you ask any Cowboy fan, the best. America's team.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Green Bay right now is so happy they don't have Aaron Rodgers.
Oh no, I think the era of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay is history now. It's Jordan Love. Jordan Love, that's his team now. He's phenomenal with that team, and hopefully they can keep it together as far as for next year, because they've got something here. He finally kicked in compared to he wasn't really doing all that great at the beginning of the season. Trying to get his legs grounded there and stuff, but he really turned it on towards the end.
Tony, just think about this while you're getting your food. Odell, he now wants to be with Aaron. He's professed his love. He's announcing that he wants to be with New York Jets. They now have a worldwide study for anybody who votes for any New York Jets team or New York Giants. They're correlating to early Alzheimer's for sure.
Odell Beckham Jr. said he wants to go to the Jets.
Oh yeah,
I did not see that. No.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. Good. It's all. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I figure he'd be happy where he's at.
He's not producing, guys.
Yeah, well, he's getting up there in age and stuff like that. One of the big factors, I think, when you have a quarterback like Lamar Jackson running in for 2 touchdowns, you think that demoralized Houston in the sense as far as in their gameplay.
The defense, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
They're outclassed. I don't know if there's a team, including the 49ers, that has the depth that the Ravens have, and I'm sorry, I think the Ravens got it.
Well, it's not a sure lock because we thought that with Dallas, so it depends on.
No, this is a different world, buddy.
No, I'm just saying if they can they played the second half of the game really raised an eyebrow for me that if they keep on playing like that, they are going to go to the Super Bowl. And I don't think there's anybody, but we still have some teams that are playing today. We'll see how they play because it's a whole different scenario now.
I don't think Buffalo and I love Buffalo. I love Buffalo. I have the same disease.
I want to say because I'm a full disclosure, I'm a Buffalo fan, and I would want to say they're going to kick their asses. No, realistically, until I see how they play today, then I can make a judgment how they're going to.
Who's going to win on that? Okay, I'm seeing it. If I had to bet my life today, Ravens take it all. So.
Right now, today, I would say that.
I would, if I had to bet my life, I would go with Ravens.
No,
I would.
It's still.
Well, no, I'm saying in this moment. I'm not saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that with all the teams that are left, with the abilities, the Bills are probably the only one to match up because you got Lamar Jackson that they can run in for touchdowns. Buffalo Bills have Josh Allen that can run in for touchdowns. I think the edge is on the Ravens because what I saw, how they can contain a running game. And the Ravens, they had some shortfalls. There were some guys that missed their setups on defense and stuff like that. And that's all part of football and stuff. So it just they are the strongest team. They are the favorite right now. After yesterday's.
Based on what happened with San Francisco, I have to agree with you.
Yeah. Then I'm factoring that in too, Tony. Good point. Yeah, you got to factor that in. And I look at the teams that have played so far at this particular moment from yesterday. I think Michael's. He's probably. I would probably bet on the Ravens also based on that. Yes. If the Super Bowl was tomorrow.
Super Bowl is tomorrow. The Ravens look the best team because, like I said, San Francisco. I saw some exposures. You missed a couple of key players, and that's it.
Well, the thing is too. I go back to the quarterback Lamar Jackson. When they played, he was in every player's. He is, and the announcers were even saying that in the locker room, he was even. He's very vocal with the other players, not in a negative way, but in a constructive, positive sense, and that motivates the players to play better. And the when he's in the other player's face, his teammate, helmet to helmet, and he's talking to that player's listening. He's not taking it as you're ragging on me. He gave the full example of a leader yesterday as far as that, and that's a big factor where I give like the Ravens the edge right now at this point.
I agree. What you got, Mike? I see you over there.
I'm just listening to you, and I want to be respectful, but I don't think you guys are seeing through my glasses, and it doesn't mean that I'm right, but
we're agreeing with you on Baltimore, though, Mike.
No, I know, but I don't think you guys have seen how bad, Kansas City has gotten.
You said that
we haven't talked about Kansas City yet, though.
Yeah, no, but you were talking about other teams that had a chance to win. Kansas City should be a shoo-in to be in the final, at least. They should be. If you're logically doing it.
Yeah.
And you should never underestimate.
Oh no,
Patrick Mahomes.
No, I know what you're saying. There's just like it's not a sure win as far as Buffalo winning it in Buffalo because Kansas City could come in there and rack the table.
If Patrick Mahomes is 100%, you'd be correct. He's not 100%.
The best. Well, no, he's good. I have no problems with him. You need people who can catch the ball.
I mean, health wise.
He's good. He's better than he was last year. He's like a bullet. He ran.
He's built this scouting. He's just a decoy because he's dropping the ball all damn season. I'm really starting to think that he's the biggest one dropping the ball from that aspect of what you're saying.
No, they're all dropping the ball. They are, and I love Travis, and I love his girlfriend. I think he's made a great choice. I think he's made his portfolio probably 9 times larger than it ever would be. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be a great actor. The other thing that's disturbing right now, and I don't know if you know this, but everybody said that Jason was retiring.
He did.
And now there's an announcement. Hear me out.
He might not be. No.
There's an announcement now from Travis saying he still has football in him. I think his knee. Yep. I think his knee is hurt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he's very upset that he didn't marry a billionaire. I think if he knew that the season was going to be such a shit show, he would have retired at the end of last year. And and everybody in this room knows they were 1 or 2 plays away from winning all of it last year. If Jalen Hurts had not fumbled the ball, mm-hmm. and there had been a call on the play, you know what I'm talking about, that they rehashed a million times, they would have won. But you can always say woulda, coulda, shoulda. I can't believe how much the team has absolutely disintegrated or belly flopped. They pooped they basically they shit the bed. It's bad.
By now, I have to agree with you because
they out. I've never seen a team drop like that ever.
Yes, you have.
Have you?
Yes, you have. Dallas Cowboys.
Well, let's not go there. Oh God. You sound like Stephen A.
Stephen A. has been roasting Dallas, and I actually looked at my Facebook memories since 2017.
Yeah.
They have a pattern of tanking in the playoffs, looking like the Miami Dolphins of the 90s.
So, Rich, let's talk for a moment because, and you know who told me? It was my daughter. She said to me, "He's not retiring." I said,
"Well, I saw that yesterday, and I had to raise an eyebrow to where everything sort of indicated that and he had been hinting, like you said." Mm-hmm. I saw that comment where from his brother saying that he has a lot of football left in him. Well, that comment, and I correlate that with not to get off the side, but it's talking about retirement. You talk about Coach Belichick. Everybody had him, the grumpy old man. He's going to retire. He's not going to go. He's already had 2 interviews with Atlanta. If the current coach from Dallas wasn't staying there, I guarantee you he probably would have gone to Dallas. But the owner of the Atlanta Falcons wants him there, and some of the stuff I posted up yesterday. There's an article. CBS has some. He's going to probably be the next coach of the Atlanta Falcons once they've gone through the steps of what they have to do for hiring.
Arthur Blank wants Bill Belichick.
Pardon?
Arthur Blank.
Yes, yeah, he wants him desperately. They met on his yacht, the first meeting, and they had a second meeting. The other coach that's met with Atlanta is the coach from Michigan.
I apologize. Got one of my other people over here. The Lions aren't going anywhere. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Dangerous. We haven't talked about them, but
they hold on to that one real
well,
quick.
we also haven't talked about Tampa Bay because I'm not going to bet my life on those 2 teams. Sorry.
I'm hoping that's going to be a good game, Michael. I think that's going to, with Baker Mayfield, it's going to really test Baker Mayfield's abilities, and I think he has the capabilities. But Detroit Lions, they showed that even when they're down, they can come back the next. They come back strong.
I got to see how they're going to the playoffs. I got to see how Detroit's going to do. It's one thing we don't know, how they're going to play in the playoffs.
But this is being played in Detroit, where it is a dome stadium, so they're not going to worry about weather, I guess. But the thing of it is, getting back to Travis there, not Travis. What's his name from Philly? I would love to see him play one more season. I think he's worn down. It's just I've seen some interviews with him.
He's an offensive lineman, absolutely.
Yeah, he has a ring, right? He was with them when the last Super Bowl, I believe. Yes. So the interviews I've seen on him and his podcast, he just sounds like he's ready to move. He's at that point where he's thinking more of his family. And as far as that goes, ASC championship will not be played.
Go Mike with his shit. Let's go, Mike.
Well, no, it's a really good point because it's the first time that the Kansas City Chiefs have not had complete domination, and it's at the beginning of the year. I tried desperately to say to everybody in the room that. Philly doesn't look right. They look like they're firing off about 70%. I'm worried. And I said Kansas City is a joke. And if it wasn't for the defense, they would not be. Oh my God! If they had their old defense, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. There's no way. They would have not made the playoffs.
Wow.
No way. They had. I don't know if you guys know this. They have the rate. Through ratings. They have the 3rd best defense in the league right now.
Who does?
Kansas City.
Okay, keep going.
And number 1 is Ravens. Number 2 is the 49ers. Now, of course, that's perspective. But this right here is wild. To think that you don't have home advantage.
Well, I would say, Michael, is with the caliber of the 2 teams that are being played, you could say on the mental aspect, it's probably in the Kansas City or the Buffalo Bills because it's up there in Orchard Park. But some of the I was watching the talking heads here on ESPN and ESPN, Sports Center, and there's quite a few of them that say it's not going to be that much of a factor because the fields are pretty much open, cold, and stuff like that. So other than the crowd, and they were talking about the crowds in the game last night, the Baltimore-Houston game. I think that was another. They say the crowds are underrated in Baltimore, where Baltimore is probably one of the loudest states. And I had to watching that game, so that could be the advantage. The only real advantage, I think, on the field. But they both play football. They both know what they have to do. I don't think it's going to be a major factor. But Kansas City, if their defense comes in and gives Buffalo a problem and Buffalo starts coughing up the ball, Kansas City's going to win. That's a major factor in any game you can look at this season is when they cough up the ball, because even Houston, they had 2 cough-ups. The quarterback, he fumbled one, and there was an interception and stuff like that. That's more of a major factor than the penalties, I would say. And that could and I would honestly say all the losses that the Buffalo Bills have had, and I've said that before on Tony's broadcast here, that's a major contributing to where they've lost that game themselves, because they didn't tighten up those takeaways.
I'd love to address this if it's okay. Can you read that, Tony?
Yep. I'm trying to see who they forgot.
But isn't that wild?
I'm not seeing it.
I bet you the Browns right now are going, maybe we should have waited. Maybe we shouldn't have spent all that money. And, as much as we value Tony D's opinion, I think it's time for us maybe to go in a different direction.
Hey, Ted.
What do you think, Tony?
Why are you always trying to take over? I'm trying to think who is missing off of that list. Playoff wins with
smash that like button. But look at those names.
Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
Who's missing?
I don't know. I don't think anybody is, buddy. Because most times when people have a quarterback that's half decent, they keep them. He was bounced around like a piñata. It was bad.
With playoff wins on multiple teams.
You think they're missing something, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Because the old school way, you had a quarterback, they stayed with the team the whole time. I look at Montana. Montana, he stayed with the San Francisco 49ers his whole career.
Who's missing? Why is Ryan Fitzpatrick's name keeps coming to my head?
I don't think he went to the playoffs with the Dolphins. He went after the Buffalo Bills. He went to the Dolphins.
Bills and Jets. I keep thinking I thought about.
I don't think he went to the playoffs with the Jets when he was with the Jets and stuff.
He was 10-5 with the Jets, I believe.
But I don't think they made. Did they make it? I don't
know. He might not have won. Who the hell is missing off that list?
Plunkett.
Gary Goff.
Ooh.
Somebody's missing off the list.
Gary Goff and the other guy that he swapped with. They both went.
Matt Stafford didn't win a playoff game in Detroit.
He did last week.
Tony, check this one out. This will make you.
Matt Stafford.
Oh no, he was with. Okay, never mind. Disregard. Fitzmagic played for 8. He played for 8 teams.
Yes, he did.
It was just 3. Oh my God.
Yes, he did.
Falcons will not pursue. Where'd you get that?
This is way back. I think they're probably
going. Okay.
They're probably going. We missed the boat. Oh my God.
And Baltimore will be a fool. You know what? They were talking about contract extensions, new contracts after this season, I believe. The article could hold some relevancy. Atlanta would have grabbed Lamar Jackson. It would have been over.
Yeah? You think so? But it goes to show you how many people let things slip through their fingers, including Mahomes, right? Your head okay?
Yeah, I got a headache. I've been trying to fight. Sorry.
It's okay. Have you tried coffee? Coffee's really good for headaches.
Coffee's good to send you to the bathroom. I wouldn't
No,
be here.
I'm not trying to be a know-it-all, but if you have a migraine,
I don't have migraine. I think it's
no,
sinus headache.
hear me out. If you have a migraine, what they do is they give you high doses of caffeine within the pills. Because I remember one time I had the worst headache in my life, and my wife and my mother both said, drink as much coffee as humanly possible. It will go away. It will go away. And it did. And I was agonizing. I couldn't even handle light. I hope you don't have the flu or something.
Nah, I ain't got the flu.
Okay.
I don't have the flu. Body's aching. So I'm getting.
So how did you both of you all do on your picks there? Like for the previous weekend, I was 3-3.
Yeah.
And so far I'm 2 because I picked Baltimore and 49ers. I did see on Ted's show, the Ted hears, he's saying that was during the collision stage last season.
Collusion stage.
Franchise made statements that they would not pursue Lamar Jackson. That's Ted.
Yeah. Ted, are you available to show your likeness on the program?
You might not.
Do you
But
think
on Ted's broadcast there, Brian was saying about the picks there and stuff. I don't think Brian was watching a couple weeks ago when it said we're all done with the picks there. That's just a regular season thing. It's the same thing as fantasy football and stuff. But my other picks for today are going to be the Lions and Bills. So just to bring that up, I don't know what your picks are, Michael.
Well, I'm the Bills.
Okay.
For sure. And I'm Baker Mayfield for sure.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Yeah, and I logically picked yesterday the two teams that I thought would win, which was the Ravens.
I think we all did.
And the 49ers. But I felt, and I think Tony and I both said the scores.
Yeah.
Of what scores we thought it would be, and Tony was a little bit resistant to do the scores.
Mm-hmm.
And we were close.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, Lions and Bills. I agree with Fireman. Okay, well, that's a change. Just so you know, the CBS for today's games. And this is interesting. For today's game,
Rich, do you feel misunderstood?
No.
Okay, just the way you said that. Okay.
You'll like this one. CBS has got the Bucks 30-28 over the Lions, and then on the Kansas City Bills game, they got the Bills over the Chiefs, 28-23. That's. I know you like the scores and stuff. I don't do scores. I'm not good at scores. So
I like scores.
Yeah,
I like scores a lot.
It's like picking a lottery ticket or something.
So Baker Mayfield,
yeah,
I think will get at least 30 points. And I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be 27 for the wonderful Lions, and 30. It's going to be one field goal ahead with our dear friend Baker Mayfield. The only way that that's not going to happen is if they grind him to a pulp into the ground, and he can't move.
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, and the other thing they're not good at, the Lions, I'm sorry, is they're not really great at defending the run. Now, if their weapons are good, they'll do okay.
Okay.
We'll have to see. I think whoever gets ahead in this game has got a greater chance of winning.
That's normal football, but I understand.
Yeah. I honestly didn't think the 49ers would come back.
That last quarter, that was a really, of all the football, that was probably the best quarter of football I saw this weekend on both, as far as excitement and teams battling it out and stuff like that.
Back and forth, yes, it did.
I think the game between Buffalo and Kansas City will be an all-out bloodbath. And I couldn't believe the emotion that was in the Green Bay game, how they were shoving each other. And
that game, there was about to be a fight. I was waiting for it. You're right.
And I like that. I like high intensity. I don't want people fighting in football, but I like that they were trying so hard, both sides. They wanted it so bad.
Agreed. They both wanted it. That's what the fight was about. They were dead serious, and I was good with it because it wasn't about them being low down. It was just they was all in on the moment. They truly were. I did see that.
Wow. I'm seeing something here, and I don't agree with this.
Go with it.
I
Go
want,
with it. Go with it.
I want to see what you think. Huh. Wow. People do see things differently. Okay, here you go. Do you want me to read that, Tony, or do you got?
Go for it.
Yeah. Brock Purdy answered every single doubt and criticism by delivering a comeback playoff drive that has immediately become the part of the 49ers legend.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he blew chunks.
I don't.
I thought he was throwing balls to another stadium at times. Yes, he came back. He had a couple amazing darts that he threw, but the
Yeah.
game overall, he was shaky.
Yeah, he was shaky, Michael, and the so-called comeback, even that last series, they were consistent. That's the only thing that kept him in is the consistency. I don't think it was he had the ability, but the 3 quarters prior to that, he was really shaky, jakey and stuff. And where Jordan Love was a little bit more confident, I thought, between the two of them.
Yeah.
But that last quarter. I don't know if you want it's. I won't say it was luck. It's skill and what they do, but anything could have happened. I don't think it was. Where the years past, Tom Brady's in that same situation. You know he's going to go down and score.
Tony, did you notice though, guys? Did you notice that they never got to Jordan Love most of the game?
Yeah,
they didn't sack him repeatedly. He was really good at getting out of the way. Plays where it looked like he should have lost yardage, he ended up with 7 yards. Like,
ouch.
You okay, bud?
Yeah, I'm just trying to fight this back pain. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm sorry. He was protected. I agree with that. I do agree with that. He played a good game, but they also had his number after a while too because they started getting those picks. I kind of felt bad for him because he had a decent season.
Yeah.
Just lost to the playoffs. So to me, he's still a solid quarterback. He has a solid team. Him and Joshua Downs. I saw Joshua Downs. He was right there.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He was right there for him. They're like Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. He was right there for him.
I could not believe the accuracy that Jordan Love had to Dobbs. It was unbelievable.
Yes.
Like, there's only a few quarterbacks that I've ever seen that could throw like that. And he makes it easy for them to catch it. Like, Brock Purdy had stuff where it was behind them. It was low. It was at their shoelaces. It was really messy. Now, when he came back, Fireman Rich, yes, he had a couple really good. But he is absolutely crap in rain. He's not good.
I think it might have been because 2 of his main players weren't around him. I think he was nervous.
On the sacks there in that game, Green Bay had 1 sack, but the thing is, the solo tackles, San Francisco had a total of 45 compared to Green Bay's 37. So I don't know how that, that's just the raw numbers there of the overall game. But they didn't get to Jordan Love as much as they got to Purdy. It seemed like he's scrambling out of the pocket, but with Jordan Love, he's got the experience where he gets out of the pocket. He's like Lamar Jackson or even Josh Allen. They take something that you think they're going to crash and burn, and they produce something that got him yardage.
I thought all the games that I saw, including the Houston game, was very entertaining. It was exciting. The first quarter it was 3-3. So clearly the Ravens had rust. No, they did. They were
I'm just wondering how much that's attributed to the week layoff too.
Well, some of them didn't play for 3 weeks.
Sure, yeah.
They needed a break. They needed a relaxation, and they had it. So this might have been a good week to look at teams coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
The teams have been playing back to back. Houston was tired, like you said earlier. They're probably exhausted. Baltimore just came off a break.
Yeah.
That might have been the advantage.
Do you find when it's cold weather, do you have like back problems when it's cold?
Me, no. This is time. I've got a couple of spinal issues.
Yeah.
I've been trying to be wary of, and I know I kind of know what's going on. I'm just trying to fight through it.
Do you find that it affects your love life at all?
Depends on the woman.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna take.
So you'll battle through the pain like a warrior.
I've done it on more than one occasion.
Okay, so you're like a pro football player. You find a way.
I can
be. Okay. Do you keep it in bounds though?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
See, I'm looking on the NFL channel. They have an article here. I'm just reading the headlines here as far as with Purdy. Purdy leads the 49ers to title game, and I'm looking at, did he really lead or did the whole team lead? Because the whole team contributed to that win.
The team leads. The credit.
Yeah, so and I guess it's just the fact that I'm not going to read the article, but I look at the headlines and just on the basis of that headline, Purdy. They're giving credit to Purdy. Okay, yeah, he's the quarterback, but it's a whole team. And I think Purdy, as a quarterback, would say that the whole team would win and stuff like that.
Excuse me, sorry.
See, Mike is stirring the Mike. No, he has he? I don't think he has this.
Yeah, Mike's stirring the pot. Yes, he is.
So reflections. Katrina, thank you. We appreciate you being on the wonderful. I'm shocked that we have women checking out football because the title today is Light NFL Chat with Tony D. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
You put your own title on my broadcast. I got you.
I do that. That's who I am.
Oh, I thought this was Bell King's fantasy football broadcast.
Well, no, not on Instagram. It's Tony D's fiasco. We should have put Tony D is not available because he has a back issue today. I think we would have got more.
That's what you wanted to do.
That's what we got to do. We do what we got to do for the ratings. So if we had to guess, and I want you guys to speculate, by this time next year, will Taylor Swift be pregnant?
Oh, for God's sakes!
Number one,
not even going there.
Number two, will they be married? And number three, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Will our dear friend Jason decide to come back?
No.
I hope he doesn't retire. I'd like to see him come back, but that's a choice that he has to make. And I think from a football standpoint, I think he's been in a number of years, and given the position, that's a really rough position. And he's probably looking at the family that he has, and he's very happily married. He has some great kids that he wants to be around with, to where he's not mangled up and stuff like that. Even though he can more than take care of himself. The other aspects that doesn't really deal with football as much as going to retirement and stuff like that. Let's see. Ted says, "What time are we?" We gratitude. Now Ted's stirring the pot from the chat. But the other aspect, just so you know, Michael, I did see they had on the local news here. I guess they're welcoming Miss Swift very graciously, as far as giving her a top-notch booth there, as far as to view the game and stuff like that. So. No doubt that she has brought an aspect to her audience into football that they would never probably even think about. Football.
Millions of dollars.
So that is a factor.
Millions of dollars of free advertising.
Yeah.
And a whole generation of people who do not know anything about football.
But what happens if she dropped watching football tomorrow? Would all those folks leave then?
No, I don't think they would. I think some will stay. I think some will stick. I think it will continue to grow.
Yeah.
If she's there.
Yeah.
It's become a fashion show. You've seen the jackets that she's
that's interesting, because I thought that last jacket she wore
was beautiful.
She's got some people designing for her, but
that's George Kittle's wife who made that jacket. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
She's promoting other women.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, George Kittle's wife will probably have orders more than she can possibly imagine now.
I think the first time somebody saw that jacket, they were trying, where can I order this right out of the gate?
I'd wear it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's more of a manly jacket. I think if they had any sense at all, they would send one to Tony D.
Oh, God.
And then it would elevate it to a whole other atmosphere, a whole new crowd, a new perspective, a vibe. Right, Tony?
I'm listening to you.
Okay. So, Tony, I need you to put the one picture up. We're going to do a little quiz. Okay, so don't say anything, Tony, because I know you know. Fireman Rich, if you had to guess, these 3 rookies are famous. Name the rookies.
I'm not good on names, Michael. You know that. I can't really. I have no idea. I've seen this on your Twitter feed.
That's right. It's
as far as that goes, and whatever
Okay.
they eat. Well, that's what's his name from Houston quarter. This must
Yes.
be from the Houston team,
you're-
okay? Because the far left. What's the Houston quarterback guy there?
C.J. Stroud. Okay.
Strauss. Yeah, that's Strauss.
Tony,
So
who's the guy? Tony, who's the guy in the middle?
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Nope.
And I don't know the other 2 gentlemen.
No, it's a rookie.
Kittle's wife and the NFL are working out a license deal.
The most misunderstood quarterback this year is on the very far right.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Did you know that his father's in prison?
No.
Yes. Yes, they did.
Yeah,
yes.
And that's one of the things I read that. I'm like, wow.
Yes, we're talking with C.J. Stroud, so nobody
Strauss,
gets
yeah.
So the person in the middle is Bijan.
Oh, Bijan Robinson?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
If you were to rate his season, both of you, give them a number. And the one on the right is Bryce Young, which only strengthens my argument of you do not want to be on the worst team last year.
Bijan Robinson was on pace to be one of the best running backs in the league. He's definitely on pace to be the starting running back for the Atlanta Falcons. I want to give him about a 75% season because he was injured and sat out a few games. That's the only thing I got against him. Other than that, he was going to be outstanding.
And Ted Hicks says Young, Michael.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, okay.
What did I say? Who knows what I said?
Who knows what you said?
Who says? Who knows? Yeah, I made something up.
No, but that picture right there tells you this year, if anything, the NFL is a younger person's sport overall with the because it seems like there's more other than Aaron Rodgers, which I don't know where that's going. That's
I don't know. I think he's like the Rolling Stones. You wonder if he should still be touring.
Yeah, he might. We'll see.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, exactly.
How about Joe Flacco this year? Oh my God.
Temporary wasn't enough. He did a temporary thing like how Brown.
Yes, he'll be a great backup for somebody. I agree. Is that what you're saying, Tony?
No, I just don't think he had a decent enough season. He showed he still has it, but it didn't last.
Yeah.
NFL's about endurance, not a moment.
Thamer coming in. Thank you, Thamer, coming in saying go Chiefs. He's a Chiefs fan coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you for being here, Thamer.
What's going on, Thamer? How you doing? Y'all got to excuse me. I'm really hurting.
Listen, why don't we wrap?
Like a stretch.
Why don't we wrap this up? And if you're feeling better tonight, maybe we'll do an after show. You want to do that?
Well, Smoke got his show tonight.
All right. Well, see, he's got a dance card that's full.
He does.
He does. He's a dancing fool.
But I'm good if y'all good. We don't have too many games. I do want to say there were 2 coaches that passed away this week. I didn't hear nobody talking about.
Oh, what's that about?
I think they were in basketball.
Okay.
One was on Jim Irsay. Okay, hang on. Jim Irsay was found unresponsive in December. I did see that story earlier this week. We had somebody's coach passed away. I meant to save those alerts. And if anybody out there can hear this, you all are going to see and know what I'm talking about. Let me see. I got to go back to Monday.
What does that mean when it says paired?
Thamer's coming. He's over on my broadcast,
Yeah.
Michael. He's on my Twitch channel. I just ended up, and I typed on my laptop here the response to say thank you, Thamer, for being here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So,
I learned something. I like learning stuff.
There was 2 coaches that passed away this week. I didn't hear anybody talking about that. Jim Mercer was found irresponsible at his home back in December. I can't find these articles. Okay. I just remember when I saw them. I was like, I need to save that. And I was going to bring it up on Ted's show, but we got busy with everything else. So, but today's games, Lions and Bills, I agree with everybody. Tampa Bay can be an issue. Can be, but I think Detroit's got a lot, and they can win this one. But Tampa Bay may surprise me the way Green Bay has been surprising me, honestly. Any other thoughts, gentlemen?
I'll be blown away. I think we need to put this picture up here for a sec.
You always do.
It's a segue to what I want to talk about.
I don't know, Ted. We gotta see what Smoke going to do. It's a Smoke's night, so.
Tony, you gonna put the picture up?
I'm gonna take an aspirin. Jeepers creepers, Mike. I was waiting on you. See,
there you go. So, I have no qualms at all with what Travis is doing right now. I get that his focus is here. I think you will see a reborn Travis in the next couple of games. I think he will be focused again, but I think this is what happens when you have a beautiful target, right? You have to be focused on the game, and hopefully that will be enough. I also hope that everyone that's on the Kansas City Chiefs will be able to catch the ball. You put your hands together, you catch the ball. Did you know that in the history of football, there's never been more annoying drops than KC this year? And I don't mean the Sunshine Band. Thank you, buddy. We got to put that up there. So, does anybody think Detroit's going to win? In the comments.
Have you been listening to us this whole broadcast?
No, I've been listening to you, but I mean,
everybody
in the comments.
The Lions. Everybody picked the Lions.
I think Baker's going to win. Oh, give me a score, guys, both of you.
We don't know no scores. We can't give.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
We can't get no scores. Ted, how you going to ask me?
Detroit will beat Tampa Bay by 1 point.
Ted, how you going to ask? Should I come up now?
Yes.
You said the episode.
We haven't talked about Mike Evans.
Oh, God.
We have not talked about Mike Evans. Did you know he's 6'5", the same height as Fireman Rich? Look at that. See? Now, he can't do the jazz hands as well.
And Rob Gronkowski. Rich and not helping.
Okay, that's my one shot, Tony.
So if you had a threshold of pain right now, Tony, what would it be? Is it 7 out of 10?
It's neck, shoulders, back, and head right now.
Yeah.
Did you work yesterday?
No.
Okay, it's probably you worked Friday. You're probably too far up in the manifold there. On one of what the intakes there for the F-15.
The intakes wouldn't even be an issue right now. It's the fuel tank that will hurt.
Oh, the fuel tank. Okay, you actually jump into the fuel tanks?
You about 12 years late.
Really? You maxed out then, I take it, when you go. How big are those? Are they that big?
One of them is.
Really? Ooh,
Could you live in one?
No, but I can stand up in one.
Oh, wow.
You can stand up in one. Are you serious? Oh, my God. No. As much as I've been around that aircraft, I never even thought of that.
You've never seen the inside. No, I understand. You've never seen the inside. Wow. Now, I'll put it to this way. Would you be a firefighter, you know, when you've had to rescue people out of fuel tanks?
Yeah. We're just dealing with the cockpit, yeah.
No. Some of y'all have to rescue people out of fuel tanks, too.
Oh, okay. That's confined space, yeah.
Yes. So I deal with confined space areas.
Yeah.
I haven't been in one in the wild, but this is, God.
Is that because something happens with their respirator or something like that when they're in there? Because I'm sure they have to wear a respirator with the.
Yeah, we got to wear a respirator and all that, but this is actually a scenario if you have to get somebody out of there. We all get
that's a confined space rescue when as far as in the tank like that, because
and I've had to deal with confined space most of
rescue.
my Air Force career, if you will.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize you could. I didn't realize you were that freaking big for guys.
Yeah, there's one tank, and the bad part is when you put everything in there and then you stuff it.
Yeah,
it actually blew my mind how much stuff goes in there. I'm like, where does the fuel go?
Oh, there's items inside the tank itself for the fuel.
You got the plumbing and you got the foam. So you got to put foam in there to prevent sloshing. One tank is literally filled to the rim. Actually, there's a couple of tanks filled to the rim.
There's a foam liquid in there on top of the fuel.
No, foam like.
Oh, foam like, okay.
Like Brillo pad foam, like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Really?
Yes. We got to do. I've done all that over the past 12 years, and it's just catching up to me. I've gone to the chiropractor, and she's been like, "What have you been doing?"
Yep.
Because I got to contort myself to get all that stuff worked on. So a lot of my back pains and everything came from that.
Where's that tank, Tony? Is that in the back behind the cockpit area and the back fuselage area?
Everything's fuselage. I work everything fuselage back. Okay,
I'm gonna have to look at the TO on that one because I'm curious now because I didn't realize even from schematics I knew where the fuel tanks are, but I didn't think they were that big.
No, and you won't believe until you get in to see it.
Right.
Even when I first got over there, I was like, wow. And I worked on 16, so we only had one tank to worry about, but we barely.
Those are the 16. Yeah, they're not. A 16 is not. 15, I think a 15 is almost double the size of a 16, almost in size.
Almost double the size. I'll put my picture up. I had to sit down. Sorry, y'all. That's the picture.
So Tony,
that's the difference right there. The 16 is the small one. The 15 is the big one. The big
one.
Oh,
okay. I thought those were both 15s. That's the 16. Okay, so
the 16, the small one, the one I worked on in the military.
Seeing the pilot, I can see now where the tank. Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, those are the planes that I've worked on since I've been in the military.
Yep. Yeah, I've been around those up and close and personal to those specialist 16s with that hydrazine. We used to have hydrazine incidents out the yin yang when they were
exactly.
That's some nasty ass shit.
Trust me, I know. I had to work around it.
Some nasty stuff.
I had to work around it. Yes, Mike, what you got?
So first off, are we gonna wrap this up, or are you feeling a little better? I have to walk the Tia. I also wanted to ask Rich. Rich is doing a podcast, and he has it on Spotify, and I wanted to know how difficult it was to do that.
It's automatic, Michael, because I use the app that Spotify. It used to be known as Anchor. Now it's Spotify for Podcasters app. And that's the app I go through, and they automatically dump it over to Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. There's like 9 different episodes they automatically disperse it to. So I've been on the old Anchor app since, it's got to be going on almost close to 15 years. When Audio Boom, that was the program I used to be on. It's called Audio Boom. They went to a paid service.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned over into Anchor. And Anchor's a pretty good to start out with. I think Glick is on a different. They're in a pod.
I forgot which one he was on. He used to be on Anchor. I forgot what he's on now.
Yeah, he used to be on Anchor, but he moved on because if you're going to go more professional, you want to go the route he does. And my good friend Ed Waters, he used to do Anchor and that, but he's over on it's a podcasting service.
Okay.
Platform. But Anchor is great to where
is
you
it
just
free? Is Anchor free?
It's free on Anchor. You just make an account and you start it, and it'll send it over to Spotify. And I love it. I do everything. Matter of fact, I got this iRig too. I use this to use the app, and I bring the phone into the soundboard. And as far as that, so I've been on there a number of years, and I enjoy it. I love it because my background starting on the internet is always has been with audio, and I love doing audio. So I made sure that I do it at least twice a week, because I was getting away from that because I was getting sucked down the live streaming hole. And I said, you should never forget your past. And the audio I love playing. So I would highly recommend that if you're looking to set up to start a podcast, use the Anchor app and stuff.
Did you know that on YouTube that you can have where on their music channel it will automatically so like Bell Kings or whatever we do or whatever I post, it will come up. Tony, can you just hit my little thing there for 1 sec?
I'm not sure if Ted does that because I know Ted repurposes his late night parent, and I saw that you're looking at moving into the podcast here, and you've done something where you, Michael, with Twitter Spaces to where you can incorporate that into your. You can actually do it on Twitter Spaces and then take that audio and dump it into a podcast.
Right. Yeah. But I haven't been doing that. Most of my effort this year has been through the inspiration of you two and, of course, Ted Hicks. I don't know that much about football. I'm constantly trying to improve my knowledge. And I hope to be even better next year. But it has been a great season, and I've really enjoyed having this time with you guys. And if it wasn't,
is this going to be a competitive show, or are you just doing audio on this?
This one here is if you don't want to watch and see me, you can just listen to it.
Okay, so you are going to be doing a. Okay, that's interesting.
So it's not just audio. It's like this will become in the future if I hash mark it, you'll be able to hear my whatever broadcast I'm in. The other things too is we constantly tried to do snippets on TikTok.
Yeah.
And TikTok has really gotten us some wild traction. Yeah.
Traction, yes.
And I've had people like Hal now has been mentioning our football association. To thank you, Hal, for all your support.
If he gets this, I appreciate Hal Moss.
Yes, thank you. And who I did not know was on the platforms. I did used to listen to him when he used to do hockey.
Oh, Real World, yeah, he's a real radio entity. Yes.
Yeah, but when I was in my late 20s, 30s, he was doing radio shows for hockey.
Isn't that great? That's got to be a thrill for you.
It is a thrill for me. Yeah. And he's such a nice person. Yeah. He's genuine. He's out of Flint, Michigan.
Yep.
If you've ever been to Flint, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's a Detroit Lion fan. Or he's also a Detroit Tiger fan. He's a baseball player, diehard Tiger fan and stuff. But he puts on a quality show broadcast. I really was watching him consistently when he was here on Twitch. And he sort of got away from Twitch because it was ups and downs. We all had the issues as broadcasters and stuff, and he got frustrated with it. And he was looking at but he started over on Periscope as far as on the live streaming thing and stuff. And he brought I guess when Periscope went down, he was looking at a platform. I think he's covering the board there as far as Facebook and all that. Mm-hmm. So he's got a great. Matter of fact, there's people that are in my broadcast Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah. On the coffee there that they excuse themselves. Said, no, go ahead. You're fine. You're there here. I'm glad to have you here and stuff. But Hal's over there and because he starts. I think it's 7 in the morning. There
he is. So what I would love to do in the future, if you guys are open to it, though, is go on TikTok, like just through their app. You can invite people into it. You can do it from your phone. It's very simple. It's seamless. I thought maybe if we did that once a week together, that would be great. We can even do it with the new.
Go on TikTok.
TikTok, you don't stop.
You mean live stream on TikTok?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not a TikTok.
You're worried about that, aren't you? Yeah.
No, I don't want.
How about you, real Ted Hicks? I noticed you have a very weird picture on TikTok. Is that not your account?
Which one?
Oh boy. Do you have a one that where you cover your face?
I have one where we were going. We were on the funny bikes in, I think, Jamaica, and you had to cover your face, your eyes, and everything.
Okay, because I thought for a while there,
I questioned that at first.
I was like, "Am I even talking to Ted?"
Yeah, I questioned it too, Michael. Where I looked at the that's Ted. That's got to be Ted.
Okay. Do you have any weird footage like that of Jamaica or Aruba?
Yeah, but that stuff doesn't get released.
No, but that's only on your fan page, right? Which is $23.95 a month. Isn't that how that works?
Come on. Those people work very hard. They're artists.
They are.
They work
so
very
are
hard.
You being honest about the Coats, or were you making a joke
about the Colts?
No. George Kittle's wife, who?
Oh no, I'm serious. His wife is now. It was such a hit with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
That they are working
on a
licensing deal.
They want to mass produce them
because they want women.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one thing that they focused on is getting, the women fans, female fans.
Huge.
So, if you think about it, Erin Andrews, who works for Fox, she has a licensing deal with the NFL also.
Okay.
So it's all about, because I guess, some women don't want to wear the traditional jersey, the low cut jersey.
Yes.
So these are now other options.
Okay. So are they going to have like hot pants, skirts?
Come on, Mike.
No, I'm being honest. Like cheerleader outfits.
I'm not involved in those conversations.
You're involved in all kinds of stuff. I know that.
But as per getting on to TikTok to do something live in portrait mode, I'm open to the idea.
Okay.
I'm open.
But we're joking around, but 2 million people who did not watch NFL football because of Taylor Swift are now watching it. That is a lot of people.
No, yes, exactly.
That's a hell of a following.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's more than what Peacock got for viewers.
Here we go.
Your number, Ted, it doesn't impress me because you look at the other broadcasts; they're getting twice as much.
They're getting twice as much,
and they say it's live stream. Who cares? Big deal.
How much viewership did they get? Like 38 million or something?
No, 23 million.
23 million.
Oh, that is low. That is low, isn't it?
But
they told it as this is the most a live streaming service ever got. It's like
okay, that makes sense.
It's a facade.
They barely got their money back though if you do it.
Well,
right?
It all depends on who stays, because that churn happens where I'm going to sign up for the game, and then do I at that point after the game is over? Do I go in and log in and cancel my account, or do I stay on?
Oh, it's a carrot.
That would be an interesting number. How many canceled right after the broadcast? Yes. That would be a really nice number.
But isn't it $6?
Yes.
Right? $5.99.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. Right? For the game.
$6.
Now, is that just pure greed?
Well,
or is that fancy mark? No, I honestly don't know. I think they're making.
Team get from that, Ted? You broke it down. It's like what, $1 million a team?
Oh yeah, it's like 1.18 million a team.
That's peanuts. That's peanuts in the great scheme of things.
That's what
I
it
need
is.
Those kind of peanuts, guys. If they can send that kind of money to me, I'm all about peanut farming.
So I mean, think about it. It's just like, well,
no, but it's a start. It's a start. It's like
NBC likes doing that wacky stuff. I don't think you'll see other. As far as it pertaining to sports and stuff like that, there's things that are conglomerate, and NBC wants to be part of that. And I don't know,
But you remember when we first started downloading? We were all listening to cassettes, 8 tracks, and vinyl and CDs, and someone was like, "Hey, what if you were to just pay for the tracks?" And people are like, "Oh, that'll never take off." I think streaming.
And watch.
I think streaming is the next
Streaming is the way. And
Yeah.
if you think about it, this is right up Amazon's alley for them
Oh,
to
it
go
is.
in.
Oh, yeah. Worldwide.
Yes.
But you got to get bang for your buck, and I think the way Peacock did it with sports, I'm not a fan of that. I just think it was really disingenuous.
So many people were mad. Rich, you're not the only
Oh,
one.
There's quite a few articles from the Kansas City Chiefs. They were a little perturbed, or a lot perturbed.
Tony, how you doing? You okay?
Just trying to stress some of this out, man. Tell you what's going on.
What's going on?
Y'all go ahead. Y'all like.
We should close it down, guys. He's suffering.
How you doing?
I don't like hearing him suffering so bad. This isn't.
No,
good.
I'm hurting. I am.
Yeah.
Ted, you didn't put anything in on the games yesterday, today. Anything you want to put out there?
No. Just I had the Niners and I have the Ravens. I have the Lions and I have the Bills. It's pretty straightforward at this.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's a collision course where I'm thinking next week, of course, Lions, 49ers. Lions are going to be really, really dangerous because they're going to have what Tampa Bay has today, nothing to lose.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and when you're playing with house money.
Yes, I love that term.
Yes.
And then Bills and Bills and Ravens. And I'm thinking Ravens for the win. But don't discount the Bills.
No.
Don't discount the Bills.
They have the weapons. They just got to keep the ball in their hands and not cough it up.
There is a few more people in the live on Instagram today. We have a few individuals here. It says PVL, KN, and Rayhan Bobby. Thank you. So we appreciate you being here, and thank you for being on Instagram. It's nice to have you here. I also have one image here, Tony, if we could put it up just for a moment. It's pertaining. So as you can see here, this is a pattern of really close games lost by Green Bay. Do you see that? Like
that's this season?
No, multiple seasons.
Oh, multiple seasons. Okay. Well,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know if you guys can read it, so I'll read it to you. But it in 2013, San Fran won by 45-31.
Mm-hmm.
In 2014, they won by 23-20. In 2020, they won by 37-20, which was a bit of a blowout. And then in 2022, they won by 3 points, 13-10. And then, of course, yesterday, 24-21 in favor of San Fran. So that's 5 times that has happened. That's crazy.
Is that 5 different quarterbacks?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, maybe I don't know when did Purdy enter the league? Was he around in 22?
He was last year.
Yeah, he's only been around
22 going into the 23 season.
Yeah. So maybe 2 of those were Purdy. It's possible. But if you think about it, he's done very well for a 7th-round quarterback. And they're paying nothing for him. So if they're bitching about what they're getting,
he's going to get paid this offseason.
You think so? How much?
He'll go up. It'll definitely go up.
Like 30 million? Is he worth that?
I don't know. I just know right now there's a problem with his contract because it's $3 million for 4 years. No, it's 3 years for $4 million. So there's a huge problem I'm hearing supposedly it's like maybe $900,000 a year.
Yeah, I heard 800,000 and something.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
870.
He's not even getting $1 million. Oh my
No,
God. Oh,
no.
Wow.
And you know, there are backups that are making 5.
Yeah.
So our friend, you know, who I've been rooting for all year, Baker Mayfield, only had 4 million this year, and then had a bonus of 2 million for getting as far as he did. But they give you all these incentives, thinking there's no way this person will ever do it.
There's
So
no
offer them the moon, and if they do get there, so is it 10 million if he makes it to the Super Bowl? We don't know.
Who knows?
And how many times are there things outside the contract we don't know about?
True. That is true.
You know, and the endorsements. Think of the endorsements that Baker Mayfield will have if he wins this next game. That could equate to 3 to 5 million. And he is going to be one of the greatest commentators when he's done, because he's likable, he's feisty. Some network will pay him.
I think he makes better commercials than Mahomes. I think he's a very commercial entity as far as that goes.
Well, oh my God, Travis is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't turn the TV on now and not see Travis.
You know, the ones I like is when they have his mother and he's with his brother doing the chunky soup Campbell's chunky soup commercials.
It kind of continues the tradition of the chunky soup.
Yep. I think that's a great commercial with when they bring mom in there and the 2 boys are there. It's like, I love that.
So guys, I got to walk the dog. I'll understand if you have to leave, but thank you so much. It's just around that time, and it's a sunny day. Tony, thank you for everything, buddy. You still there?
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Well,
Tony, feel better.
I'm trying. Just trying to. My headache's starting to get better. So.
Yeah, why don't we just go ahead and wrap it up, Tony? It is like we can start. We're feeling your pain too.
Yeah. Oh, you want to just wrap it up now, buddy?
Yeah, I'm waiting on y'all. I'm good.
Yeah. I think
so whatever y'all want to talk about the games, I'm good as far as the games. Got the predictions. Got some of the breakdowns already. So.
Yep.
I think it's that time. Thank you, everybody on Instagram. We're glad that you came. Some of the names I don't know at all. I've never met you before, but we appreciate you popping in. Thank you. Till next time.
All right, Ted, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Rich, you good?
I'm good.
All right, Mike, appreciate you. Everybody out there, thanks y'all for coming through. We'll see you about later on tonight. If not, definitely check out the Sunday Night Smoke podcast on YouTube. We'll be on there with that. We'll see how tomorrow goes. And once again, thank you all for being here. That goes to Tina, Ted, Rich already in the house. Golf Hawk was in here, league champion. Appreciate you, man. Everybody on Instagram, I'll make shout it out as well.